guys, we are live and we finna just see what's going on with this Trump stuff because this is crazy.
This time about the shooter who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong, in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding
Gotta get
took
elevated.
place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America.
Nice bleezy. Again,
Trump
18 and
finally got
under,
the-
get
got all
out
the
because we
Infinity
finna be
Stones. You
elevated
niggas
on
is
this tip because this is crazy.
Yo, Trump, I ain't gonna lie to you. If my nigga Trump said, yo, fuck all that, a president only get 8 years, I'm giving myself FOMO, so I'm gonna get 12, which means 8 more from now, I'm down with it.
Shut
nigga,
up, Ack.
Give my nigga 8 more.
No,
Give my nigga
it's
8
not
more.
happening.
Trump been through court cases, arrests, indictments, shootings. Yeah, my boy could do 8 more years. I ain't gonna lie.
Crazy. All right, I need to see what all
I got you,
going
Uncle
on.
T.
This is wild. This is so wild. So wild, so wild, so wild. Crazy.
We wanted you to be able to see that really from start to finish to when he ends up here in the armored vehicle and is taken to, we believe, a nearby medical center. What we know right now, the Secret Service says Donald Trump is safe. NBC is reporting the gunman fired a weapon from a high point, an elevated position outside the perimeter of the rally, so outside the Secret Service security area. The shooter is dead. Also, a spectator who was attending the rally has been killed. 2 others injured. President Biden has been addressing the nation. He addressed the nation just a short time ago.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well.
Everybody coming out with the same statements though, like for real. All the ex-presidents, presidents, vice president, their statements seem very the same.
It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
And the president saying,
damn, where my lighter just go?
Former President Trump. President Trump, we should note, has issued a statement.
I literally just lit it. Like, where did my lighter go?
Rally goer who was killed and another who was injured. He also.
Oh shit, chat. Oh, they got the moment where the sniper actually claps the nigga, bro.
What is happening? This is crazy.
Steph Curry of all sniper.
Ack be moving fast. His little fingers and shit. He be moving fast.
Shannon.
Ack ass be moving fast.
It's like a little parody account, I guess. Look. You could see. Look at it.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look what happened.
Dang! They got him fast.
Here's the thing. A 22 long rifle, right? Most 22s are pretty silent. You know what I mean? Like, it would be the equivalent to shooting.
Dang.
Like, I got a rifle that shoots 22s. Obviously, it's not like a long rifle.
That shit was crazy close.
That 22 long rifle that I got.
That was a good video.
Or the 22 that shoots from a long rifle is not necessarily what this nigga probably using. That's just kind of quiet. Pretty quiet. So, if this is 150 yards, I don't think you hear it like that, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, this shit sounds like this guy was fired.
See something that said,
and also the reason why is, like, it looks like he's...
Look what happened.
Yeah, it looked like he shot, but I can't see a muzzle.
Yeah, it do look like he shot.
Look what happened.
Oh, he definitely shot. It looked like he shot. He definitely
also, like,
shot.
As a sniper, like, you know, I don't know.
They see something that said, take a look what happened.
Yeah, this might have been the shot. Yeah, it looked like a shot. Like,
It like they shot at the same time.
Up with
Almost.
The gun, it might be like, you know, just a fucking
Like he saw the dude finna shoot and he shot. So it was like boop boop. That's what it looked like.
What happened?
Yeah, it looked like he shoots here.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really
This is
see
so
something that's
crazy,
take a
y'all.
look what
Like
happened.
for real, insanely crazy. Like I hate it here so much. This is crazy.
Thank law enforcement and first responders for their quick action. His campaign says he is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. His son Don Jr. weighing in, saying his dad is in great spirits. Let's go right to Richard Goldinger, the Butler County, Pennsylvania DA, who joins me on the phone. Sir, thank you for talking to us. First of all, were you at the rally this evening?
Lester, no, I was not present at the rally today. No.
All right. Can you tell us what at least the early part of the investigation has shown in terms of what we know potentially about the shooter and his motive?
Well, I don't know anything about a motive. I can tell you basically what you've already stated. We have, a spectator that, unfortunately,
Sorry,
we
y'all.
have a
I'm
second
working
spectator,
too. So
injured
that's what we're doing.
and seriously, and the shooter obviously is dead also. So, yeah, that's where we are at this point.
The Secret Service, as we see, moved in quickly but methodically as they work to protect the former president. What interaction occurs before a rally like this between local officials such as yourself and the Secret Service?
Well, I can tell you that for the last week or so, when this was first announced, that they have been talking to the Pennsylvania State Police, our local municipal officers. We have a CERT team that was activated for this event, and there was a lot of coordination to provide safety for not only the former president, but everybody that attended this event. So there was a lot of preparation put into this, obviously in a short period of time. But these people are professionals, so they know what they're doing, and they put the proper steps into place to provide safety to everybody that was going to be there.
Mr. Goldinger, do you know, is this venue, is it a kind of a portable setup, or is it a setup that's there permanently?
No, it's a permanent setup. It's sort of like, it's called the farm show, but it's sort of like a fair. So there's it's a large, wide open area. There's actually an airport there also, a small airport. So, yeah, it wasn't anything that they had to come in and set things up as far as, well, we're going to have this event here. They had to set the bleachers up and everything like that. But,
yeah, and then I'm curious, are you familiar that we're now getting the reporting that the shooter fired from an elevated position? Can you, in your mind, picture what that position might have been? Is there any idea?
I absolutely can. Yes, I can. And so that would have been several hundred yards away in my mind from where President Trump would have been speaking. And again, off-site. So,
Was it a hill or just a elevated area?
No, it's all fairly flat from what I can think. But obviously, if you get on a roof, you're elevated. So, and the showgrounds where they were at is all fairly flat.
All right. Mr. Goldinger, thank you so much for coming on and speaking with us. We continue to watch these pictures again. We played them, we know, over and over again, but I feel like you see something different. One of the things in my previous recording with the Secret Service, you see that woman appears to be around the president. One of the things they are trained to do is to take their hands and then work it across the person's body and find out if there are other wounds that may have not revealed themselves yet. And they certainly do that once.
That's good to know. That's crazy. That's good to know, though.
Again,
this is crazy.
On any other traumatic.
We are living in a time.
Continue to learn and
We living in a time to where this is happening, where this is crazy, where, yeah, I think we're probably gonna be going into some type of civil war, some type of something, because this is bananas, insanity, on a whole nother level.
see different things in this video, but it's certainly an example of professionalism.
So I'm gonna stay here and stay
calm
high.
thinking and training at work here as we watch these Secret Service agents move into this coordinated action, calling out vital information in short and terse statements. Shooter is down. Are we clear? And that sort of back and forth communication. It's fascinating to watch. NBC's Dasha Burns is still outside the what was the Trump rally. She was there when the shots rang out. She and her crew, we're happy to say, are safe. But you've been talking to people who are in a traffic jam. I don't see vehicles behind you, so it looks like there's some progress, Dasha, in clearing this area.
Man, this stuff is crazy.
Yeah, Lester, last time we talked, there were cars all up and down this road here trying to get out
let's
of
see
this
what else
venue. There
somebody
were
tell me.
thousands of cars parked all across these lawns here.
Yo, chat, 2024 is crazy. The two biggest rappers.
2024 is way crazy.
Shot at. Yo, Cat Williams was right. Everything gonna be revealed. Diddy getting indicted. Like, this is crazy.
Over for us so that we could speak with them. This is Stacy and Vanessa. And as you said, Lester, the former president now posted on Truth Social describing how he was shot in his ear, grazed by a bullet in his right ear.
Man.
Well, Vanessa was right there. You both were right in front of the former president when this happened. Can you describe what you?
All right, let's see what happens.
Yes, we were 6 rows back, straight in front of him, and at his podium, we could see him really good. He was talking about his chart, and he moved his head to the right to explain where they're at in the chart. And then as he moved his head to look at the chart up on the screen, that's when he got grazed in the ear. If he had not moved his head at that nick of time, it could have been a lot worse.
So he moved his head just in the right moment to get an
Just in the right moment, he moved his head. When they said move in his ear, he moved. Because it's staged. That's what I think. But that's just my opinion. My opinion. So he moved at just the right time.
He was talking about immigration and immigration under the Biden administration. He had screens on the left and the right of him, behind him, and he was pointing to one of those screens where he had a chart that was detailing immigration rates, and he turned to point to that chart, and that is when his ear was grazed, and you've seen this on the video. But to Vanessa's point, if he hadn't made that turn to show that chart, things could have been a lot different. Vanessa,
If he didn't move his
when you
head.
first heard those shots ring out, what went through your mind and what happened with the people
Yeah.
around you?
I'm sorry.
First, I
My
didn't
stand's
know
my stand. I think
if
it's
they were
staged
firecrackers. There were
until
6 pops.
I don't.
It just went
But I
pop,
think it's
pop, pop,
staged.
pop. And then as I was staring straight ahead, I looked across and I didn't see anything, so I looked back at President Trump, and that's when he went down. And then
What ran through your mind?
that, we are all in a situation that we could be very hurt. And they're telling us to all get down, stay down. And then,
I
lot
do
of things
feel
went
bad
through
for
my mind. Where's my
everybody,
husband?
everything that happens,
what
but
about the 3 people that we met
I don't know.
today?
Still got my
Besides, who else could
suspicions.
be injured?
Praying for the families of the ones
Why
who
did
lost
this happen at
someone.
President Trump's rally? I mean, a lot of things went through my head. Are we going to be out of here safe?
What are you? I mean, you are safe, thank goodness, and I'm so glad you are, and I'm so sorry that we're meeting under these circumstances. As you sit here in your car now, trying to process all of this, what are you feeling now?
I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I'm glad that President Trump is okay. I worry about the children that were at the rally and how traumatized they are after Whitney has seen all this. The little girl that was a couple rows ahead of us, she was petrified. And what's going through her mind? Is she going to be okay? Or is she
Welcome to our world.
nightmares? Or I worry about
Welcome to our
children.
world. Y'all don't seem that worried when black
worry
people
about
get killed and
the
shot
people
at
that
and all that
lost their
stuff, but
loved ones today.
I guess when it happens
And
so
I
close
most
to
certainly worry
home,
about
that's when
my
people
President
want to
Trump.
care. So
Vanessa,
maybe,
I'm so glad
maybe
you're okay.
all
So
you
Stacey, thank you so
folks
much, and
that be so against stricter gun laws and against getting rid of these guns in America. Maybe now that it didn't happen close to home, y'all would actually try to do something about it instead of being for these guns. How about that? For these pow-pows, my fault, whatever you're supposed to stay on YouTube. But yeah, how about now y'all care? Now y'all want to care about these pow-pows? Now y'all want to care? Come on.
Please, you deserve to go home.
Point towards Trump. It would have been from off to the
Care.
side
Should always
to
care.
what would be towards our left looking at this shooting. That's where it appears to have occurred, but we're still waiting to get more details at this hour. As far as, you know, the president has said he was grazed by a wound. I'm looking there at both teleprompters, which would be the closest glass, and they both appear to be sound. There does not appear to be any sort of damage to them. So it does appear, at least initially, that that's the case, but we're waiting to get some additional confirmation. What will happen now, this investigation in some ways will be quick because they'll want to make sure that there's nobody else that they need to be looking for.
You can use Monday.com to boost your team's efficiency. And I'm going to show you how.
Individual, but from a forensic
Yo, unfortunately, I gotta be honest, man. They gotta up the security on Biden too, but like, you see, I follow Trump, but like, I don't want to see nobody get hurt on some political shit. I mean, like, shit, dude,
Whack right. It's getting crazy out here. This shit getting crazy.
Politics is.
Let's see what else is going on.
People will really
Let's see
kill
who
over
else
that
talking
shit.
about
So,
stuff.
you know, I do think there's been irresponsible people who chalked up Trump as
CBS
the
talking.
person that a lunatic should be used to. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be a lot of people acting like they was like, oh my God, I can't. Bruh, y'all all understand that if somebody had tried to kill Biden, Trump unilaterally lost. If there was a Trump supporter, because they always talk about Trump supporter. We're not accepting the fact that there's anti-Trump people who got radicalized. That's just a reality of it. Right? Like, if a Trump supporter had tried to kill Biden or some shit like that, Trump is done, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know some people be like, oh, well, you know what I mean, January 6th and all that shit. Bro, this is an assassination attempt. So, you know, we also got to think about the wording and how people have been putting out. My nigga,
But he trying to say this should give, but it should make people weary of
President Obama.
if he do make it into office, how things will be.
You know, some
I
people
don't know.
are with this party line shit or whatever. At the end of the day, if Trump becomes president, it's not gonna be. He was already president, and she was alright. The worst thing that happened was the pandemic, which is not his fault. So I get, you know, a lot of Democrats do fear
The way it was handled was his fault,
where
Act.
they
Be
encourage
real.
people to vote by telling them that the person that might win is the devil, a tyrant, and somebody that is going to just turn this shit into neo-Nazi or Nazi Germany. You get what I'm saying? Bro, even if Trump wins, yeah, he won't talk his shit, blah, 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 but he's still not doing shit that is going to be like Kim Jong-un. He's not Putin. He ain't gonna turn this shit into the CCP. Bro, we gotta realize, like, politics in America, at the end of the day, no matter who you choose to be president, there's a few changes. Like, my nigga, like, whoever the president is, you know what that shit affects? Can you have an abortion at certain couple of months or whatever? Is that a
No,
state
they're
issue or
trying to
whatever?
band it all together,
Bro,
Act.
respectfully, I'm not saying abortion ain't a big deal.
It's a big deal.
We could handle that.
Because you're not a woman.
When
No!
niggas- they gotta-
How are you a man saying you can handle that when you don't have to get it?
Might put them back in slavery. The president might get them killed. Bro, like, that type of fear mongering has to be addressed. And I'm really looking at this and I'm like, yo, everybody has been talking about Trump with the Proud Boys, Trump with these radicalized group that supposedly he's been subliminally given a cosign to. Well, where's their efforts at killing people? Because we ain't see it yet. I ain't see it yet. When did they try to kill a motherfucker? When did they, like, you know what I mean, try to assassinate somebody? So now that we've seen an assassination attempt, When are we gonna say that this radicalism? I'm not saying them Proud Boys or whoever the fuck them niggas are ain't probably radicalized, but it's also across the aisle. For whatever reason, I think Trump's candidacy for
I be
presidency
feeling so bad
has
about
created
niggas like this.
radical aspects on both
I
sides.
like Act on certain
You might
levels,
have the
but a
Proud
lot of
Boys
shit
who
he don't know shit about,
have
and he
this
just be talking.
anti-Trump, or Trump is a threat to democracy and a threat to a modern democracy or way of life. We gotta, like, that's what creates
I hope y'all
secularism
understand that
and all
he's
that type of
talking
shit.
from a
That's what we
perspective
gotta
of a
address.
rich man.
Like, I think
Different
I think
perspective.
CNN,
Different
NBC,
perspective.
all these other places need to get a reality check. Y'all gotta start telling people, bro, if Trump wins, yeah, y'all might not be able to get abortions. Y'all might not be able to. All right, if you're an immigrant, it might be a tougher time, but he's not motherfucking Hitler. You have to say that he's not Hitler, because you know what?
This what
If
happens
a
when he
nigga was
becomes
gonna become
Hitler and he
Hitler,
like, oh fuck,
taking over
he
a
was Hitler.
country, which is a democracy like the United States, if a nigga try to assassinate him, you'd be like, well, I get it. But this should not be happening in the United States of America, because Trump isn't Hitler. You might be different from y'all, or when I say y'all, like anybody who disagree with some of the shit he got going on. I don't agree with everything he got going on anyway. But at the end of the day, I think he'd be a decent president. I don't agree with everything, but I think he'll handle most of the major things. We'll never get like a perfect person. Regardless, here's the thing too, and this is my biggest fear, honestly. And by the way, Joe, you can't quit this at this point. I mean, this whole rant. My biggest fear is, I'm glad Trump's alive. But
Y'all,
been
this
saying
is
whole time that
crazy.
Trump is a person
Thanks
who
for just chilling out. I just want chilling out, going live, looking at this shit, because this is wild, smoking a blunt. You gotta smoke a blunt on this tip, because this is wild shit. Like, you just gotta chill, smoke a blunt, process what's happening.
Boys are violent. Look at them marching. Look at them this. Or whoever.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lord Disick. Nearly every person that comes into my home comments about how amazing
This is
it smells.
crazy.
All thanks to the hotel collection
details
center.
of the weapon.
Having the scents run
With an
through the
urgent
whole
trace
house.
at this hour.
That's
Thank
what I
you for your analysis. It is because it's coming up on 9:30 right now. We want to just remind you of what we do know at this hour. It is 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West. And we are in continuous breaking news because of the significance of the events of the past few hours. You are seeing here Donald Trump, who was injured in a shooting as his campaign rally was underway in
It's
the
just so funny because they so about these pals. They about these pals so much.
on social media.
Now look what's happening because they don't want to make stricter laws against these pals.
Part of my right ear. Sources tell CBS News that this is being investigated by the Secret Service. The Secret Service has confirmed that. They are working with the FBI and treating this as an attempted assassination of a candidate. The shooter who carried out this attack was shot and killed by the Secret Service. And we know that sources are telling CBS News that the gunman was on a shed using an AR-style rifle when these multiple shots were fired. And as you can see there, Donald Trump standing up, defiantly raising his arm as he mouthed what looked like the word fight, as he was able to walk off the stage with the help of all those agents who are surrounding him and helping him get carried off. But you can see there that trickle of red behind his right ear, and that is where the injury we just described to you apparently took place. We want to go now to CBS News political campaign reporter Olivia Rinaldi, who was also at that rally, and she recorded this video of the shooting.
This is crazy.
I think you can hear that voice there on the tape. You can't see her, but I believe that is Olivia taking cover herself. There's Scott McFarlane and rest of the CBS team as those shots were fired in Pennsylvania today. And she joins us now live from Butler, Pennsylvania. Olivia, can you tell us
This is
what
crazy.
that moment was like? What was happening? Was there a sense in the moment of the gravity of what was underway?
Yeah, Margaret, that was my voice on that video. I think you can hear how terrified it was being there during that moment. And we were towards the front of the stage, you know, expecting Trump to make a different sort of announcement tonight. I was anticipating perhaps a vice presidential announcement, when all of a sudden he was talking about immigration. We just heard shot, shot, shot. I don't remember who. It was one of my colleagues dragged me down, brought me down to the floor, and I just started filming. And I noticed other people down on the ground. I tried to pop up a few times. They pulled me back down, said, stay down here. And you could just hear the screams and the panic of people, and it was extremely terrifying. I got back up when you could see Trump at the end, you know, raising his fist and really invigorating the crowd. You kind of see what you were saying earlier, where he kind of mouthed fight as he was being pulled off the stage. And in the moments after that, it was just pure pandemonium. People were forced to stay as the motorcade was leaving, which is normal when a principal is leaving an event site. Usually everyone has to stay in place while Secret Service handles that. But then it was just kind of chaos. Secret Service was telling people to leave, and I looked over at the bleachers to the left of Donald Trump, and there you could see blood on the bleachers, and you could also see water bottles and t-shirts strewn about, but there was a lot of blood over there, and I could see police unfolding yellow crime scene tape as that was happening. So a lot of terrible imagery today that is surely going to stick with a lot of people who were at this rally, Margaret.
No doubt, Olivia, and we are just so glad that you are safe and able to recount for us what you witnessed. We know from the Secret Service that there were 2 people who were critically injured, in addition to the single death of an attendee. Olivia, you said you saw a lot of blood there on the bleachers. Did you see who those individuals were who were injured?
Yes, we could see one individual, one man who, after the melee and the pandemonium, appeared to be, you know, taken by several individuals, carried off of that area on the bleachers. My colleague, Jake Rosen, even spoke to an ER doctor who was there next to him on those bleachers and was helping out. And he said that this man suffered a head injury and that there was brain matter on the ground, and this man tried to administer CPR and subsequently, ultimately, he passed away, sadly, this evening. And you can still hear, besides me, a lot of helicopters around this area as more police have been searching the area, canvassing, just making sure that there's nothing still going on here. But very terrible day. We did see people running away, some people with blood on their bodies. Just a lot of imagery coming out of this, Margaret.
Olivia Rinaldi, thank you for being there. And a reminder that you can be just doing your job. You can be just out there supporting the candidate you like, and this kind of violence, this kind of gun violence is possible, Bob.
And we've been talking a lot about Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because that's the site, Margaret, of where the Republican National Convention will open on Monday. And we have been lucky, in a sense, in the United
This is
States
crazy,
to
y'all.
not have to deal with constant
Sorry, I'm
political
still
violence
working
in the way
too.
people in the past have with presidential campaigns. But if you look back at history, it was October 14th, 1912. Then candidate Teddy Roosevelt campaigning for the presidency of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. An infamous
The world we are
assassination
living
attempt
in.
his chest. It hits a copy of his speech. Teddy Roosevelt survives. He continues to give his speech. And as CBS News data journalism has found, of the 45 individuals serving as president, 13, or about 29%, have been subject to actual or attempted assassination attempts. 4 presidents, Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and John F. Kennedy, of course, were killed in assassination attempts.
And thank you for the context, Bob. And I just want to say, we are showing you this video on repeat because these events just happened. But we want to make clear that this is something we are reporting to you as a historic event as it unfolds. But we are very mindful that this kind of event can inspire violence. It can inspire retaliation.
This is true.
And
this is
we
true.
want no part of that, Sam. But you were just explaining
could.
to us that this Secret Service.
It's finna
detail
be crazy.
extends
Like,
not
it's
just to
finna
the
be
president
crazy in
and the
America.
candidate,
I'm
but to
finna
the
bounce.
family members
I'm
of
finna
this
leave. I'm
So,
out.
you know,
Because this is
Margaret,
finna be
it's important to get the
insane.
message domestically that political violence has no home and try to mitigate
gonna be
any
crazy. I'm
follow-up
finna go.
retaliatory action. But there's also a signal being sent to the world right now, which security professionals are likely keeping in mind, which is that the likely Republican nominee for president, was not adequately protected, and that does expose a vulnerability to the world. At the same time, President Biden is very focused on messaging publicly that political violence has no home here because the world is watching. And so there's that audience as well. Now, I do think that we are learning that operators behind the scenes are working to get the identifiers or the biographic
crazy.
information on this individual to try to ascertain who he was and what motivated him. There's already rhetoric on social media assigning blame for what happened. We don't know yet who this individual was. The Secret Service does have, relatively speaking, a limited protection mission under U.S. law. It's for the current president and vice president, and then the former president and his family members, and then the nominee for president and nominee for vice president. Beyond that, there are a range of potential targets that could be at enhanced risk in light of what happened tonight. So behind the scenes, I am learning that individuals are speaking with not just the Secret Service, but other law enforcement officials who have protection missions at the Department of Justice, U.S. Capitol Police, and of course state and local officials who are protecting individuals in their jurisdiction. So there's a coordinated intelligence and law enforcement effort right now to ensure that additional protectees have the resources that they need to hopefully stay safe. And we know that a lot of those were enhanced after the violence of January 6th and the political violence of concern due to threats against lawmakers. You were, Sam, raising the risk on a global scale that this image of the former president, the Republican nominee, not being adequately protected by U.S. law enforcement. To your point on the global amplification here of this, it is the BBC, our partners out of the UK, who were reporting earlier today and spoke with a witness who says that he saw the gunman on a roof minutes before the shots were fired, and I want to play that sound for you now.
We noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man.
It's crazy.
This guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police are like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And
that's crazy. They saw him.
I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know,
maybe it wasn't staged. Or maybe it was. I don't know.
Came from that guy on the roof.
100%.
I don't know.
That was an eyewitness there on the ground. His account being shared with our partners at the BBC. That being amplified, that exact message being amplified around the world, that at the very high-profile political event in Pennsylvania today, an event that Donald Trump himself tried to draw attention to, saying he had big news to announce, that an individual there saw a man with a rifle go into position. He told the BBC he tried to bring that to the attention of law enforcement on the ground. He referred to them as police, not exactly sure whether he meant local police or Secret Service, but he said there was a failure to act as he saw a clear threat, at least in his view. I just want to update our viewers that Donald Trump has left the hospital that he had initially been taken to, Butler Memorial Hospital in Pennsylvania. And our CBS reporters are saying that it's not clear where he is headed next. I'm sure they don't want to detail a lot of his movements at this hour for understandable security reasons, but that he had been planning to go back to his home in New Jersey and then on to Milwaukee for this massive political event that will be gripping all of us throughout the week, the Republican National Convention. Our CBS News reporter Nicole Skinga is on the phone. Nicole, I know you, along with so many of our colleagues, are just trying to get hold of anyone with insight into what is happening with the investigation at this hour. Have you learned anything?
Yes, Margaret, the suspect was using an AR-15 style rifle, shooting from about 200 to 300 feet away, according to multiple federal law enforcement
let's see what I'm
officials.
talking about.
Multiple rounds were fired. We're still working to confirm an exact number, but that weapon explains the sporadic nature
Because in reality,
of the
all
bullets.
radicals,
AR-15
no matter if
style
we're talking
weapons
about
are not
Let
known
me
for
catch
their
up.
accuracy.
I don't feel like holding
The suspect was on a shed and
Catch
elevated
up, man.
What
platform
a stupid
outside of the
fucking
Secret Service perimeter. Secret Service also
Hold on, he
confirmed
going
that.
in.
There's people dead. It's like, oh no, those are popcorn. You know, blood pellets. You know they do this in movies. Shut up. This is a time that your woke ass should shut up. We don't want to hear you. Shut up. This is why people don't really care about people like your opinions, because you don't know the real world.
People use them in Halloween. It's basically a pellet of fake blood that's in your mouth, and when you crush it, the blood comes out. To be frank, Small Hands Trump would not respond by raising his fist in the air triumphantly were an actual attempt made on his life. This was, I believe, done to try to show his strength counter to Biden's fragility. But
This bitch is a fucking idiot. I'm sorry to tell y'all. This is why, listen, shorty, just
I
stay
mean,
out of grown nigga business, man.
I can agree. Like, clearly, it was pow pow shots. Clearly, people got harmed and lost their life. So that's not what we're not saying. That was fake. For me, I just think Trump planned it, and he knew he wouldn't get killed. That's what I think. But that's just what I think. At this moment, that's what I think until I don't. That's it.
Let me hear what Candace Owens got to say. Now, respectfully, and the man that's listening, you see this, I don't give a fuck what you feel about my opinion. This is actually a black woman I actually think is smart. Even if I disagree with her at times. Candace Owens, I do feel like she's smart.
Just jumping into the chat real quick. First, I will say, what is this, Senator Chris? We got Senator Chris. We got Robert F. Kennedy, Barack Obama. Robert F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, just completing his sentence, by the way, completing his statement, rather. He said there is absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. He added that while details were still scarce, we should all be relieved that the former president wasn't seriously hurt and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Anybody buying that?
We don't care if you buy it. We don't care if you buy it.
Just asking you a question. Anybody buying that? Anybody believe in the tweets that he used that?
That is a statement you make when you don't fuck with a person, but you know you got to say something nice. We all know that.
I disagree with Candace Owens. Candace, I think you're a smart woman, but I disagree with you. Barack Obama is a black man. You're a black woman. I'm a black man. Barack Obama is probably one of the presidents that, if of recent time, like, and I'm sorry, like, clearly I don't want this to happen to Trump or nobody who's especially a president, because I think I live in the best country in the world, bro. But for you to say Barack Obama is insincere about his comments of Donald Trump, if there was a president that people thought that would get massacred or killed, it would be Barack Obama. He was the first black president, which a lot of people thought he wouldn't have made it to that podium to get sworn in.
Right.
So if
Facts.
anybody would have gotten
Facts.
killed, he or anybody was dealing with the reality of possibly getting killed, I think Barack Obama is one of those people. So I don't give a fuck. See, this is where we get along with the politics shit of Democrat, Republican. Fuck all that. Barack Obama was a nigga who probably had to say, yo, whether they Democrat or Republican, they don't want to see my black ass up in that office.
Facts.
They might try to kill me. So for you to say that he's insincere, he's not playing party politics when it comes to talk about an assassination attempt. An assassination attempt? No. This is something that could have happened to him and he could have got killed. But stop playing, man.
Facts. Facts, Act. I agree with you on this one. I agree.
Stop it. And Candace,
Stop it.
You're wilding right now. This is not political right now.
In life, the summer of love. Do you guys believe that these people are treating it? Or are you like me? Am I being cynical? Or do you believe that a few of them, when they learned that Trump had survived the assassination, privately said to themselves, damn.
Yo, you are wilding right now, Candace. Candace, I fuck with you, but you're just trying to rile up.
Did you know Sling has your favorite news programs for just $40 a month?
I ain't paying for no ads. We gonna watch these ads.
Barack, first of all, let's be very clear, Candace. Think about this. There's always two sides to a coin, right?
All right, let's see what he finna say.
Fulio dies. You know who's gonna feel like they have to respond? Fulio homies, so they gotta go try to kill some of them. Let's say maybe they blame Young and Ace. They gotta go kill Young and Ace homies. Let's think about this on a political level with that same thought. Why would Barack Obama be celebrating an attempt or happy that there's an attempt on Donald Trump's life where now his base is going to be radicalized, or the radical elements of his base is going to say, oh, word? They trying to kill Trump? I bet. Ain't nobody got more guns than us. Ain't nobody could shoot better than us. Let's go try to kill one of y'all. You think that Barack want to play that game? Come on, Candace.
How you out now?
You're not like a man of Seals. A man of Seals, everybody says annoying.
You out now.
You're smarter.
I didn't hear you.
Why would Barack want to be happy over an event that the potential for it is blowback? And it might
I know. I'm watching all it.
hurt the current president.
Watching all that. Say hey to the people. Say hey to the people. Hey to the people.
Because you don't know if any Trump supporters.
Yeah. I'm on live.
Gotta go triple security on Biden.
I'm still on live. This shit is crazy. It's crazy. This is crazy. Alright, let me get back to
Democrat president before Biden. So you gotta go. So why would Barack be happy that there was an attempt on somebody's life when he's a potential target for get back?
Yeah.
Make this make some
sense.
Alright. Come on, Candace. Stop playing to the Republicans that we know you serve. And by the way, I think she's smart, but this is where I feel like this is this disingenuity of politics. You have to play to your base rather than call it down the middle and call out both sides. If you call it down the middle and call out both sides, you're not going to get money. You got to call out one side primarily, and the other side will fund you. Once you start calling really down the middle, and you be like, he's a piece of shit and he's a piece of shit, and they're on both separate aisles, nobody wants to endorse you.
Facts.
Am I being cynical?
Go ahead, go to bat for Obama. Act.
Been alive for the last 8 years. Have we all not watched the things they have said about this man? The things they have said and done to his family? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm done buying it. Okay? I am just not buying it whatsoever.
We don't care what you're buying. It's crazy though, y'all.
It just got crazy there. I mean, it was so scary, you know. And I feel for all the innocent bystanders because there was some people that got hurt, innocent bystanders there. And we're just praying for them, make sure they're all right and that, you know. And pray for Trump.
What was your initial reaction when you heard those popping sounds? We were inside as well. It's one right after another.
It sounded like someone set fire, you know, like firecrackers off, you know, like boom, 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 you know. And then, you know, you realize something's going on here, you know, and then everybody just like hit the deck, and it was pretty scary, you know. And there must have been a shooter on the outside of the perimeter, you know, and he must have been shooting inside and hit some innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
There was a big crane there with speakers, and there was a line there, and the bullet got hit. You know, the line got hit, and you can see all the fluid go out of the hydraulic line.
Well, we know there's so many unconfirmed reports. We know law enforcement is still working. This is an active investigation right now. How are you feeling? Standing here right now, this has been a very chaotic 24 hours.
We're living in a scary time now. You know, this world, you know, we definitely need more police.
It's
you
gonna
know,
be crazy.
to
How
patrol
much y'all
it,
want
you
to
know,
bet? Like
and,
the pow pow
hopefully we'll get
sales
down with
finna go
Trump
through
coming
the
in here.
roof.
You know, so everyone's
Through
going out there
the
to vote for him,
roof.
you know.
And your reaction when you saw the former president after he was shielded by Secret Service agents? We did see him pop up.
Yeah.
He raised his fist. I heard the crowd cheering for him.
Yeah, he was looking for his shoes. He's like, "Where's my shoes?" But hopefully he'll be all right. Though I think he's strong.
I hope he
He'll come
be
back
alright. I hope he be alright.
and Be ready for November.
Harry Spears here. Listen, man, I am in no way, shape, or form a Trump fan. But some of y'all gotta knock it off with this conspiracy theory shit. It was staged. It was staged. Really? So that blood was Tabasco sauce on his face? January 6th was staged. People died on January 6th. Was that part of the program? The Will Smith Chris Rock thing was staged, not according to Chris Rock.
Again, I don't know why people keep saying staged in the sense of it didn't happen. I just think he planned for it to happen. Honestly.
Yo, what up, your boy Harry Spears here. Listen, man, I am.
Because it definitely happens just like January 6th happened. But that was planned as well.
I predicted this. I knew it. I felt it in my spirit. Something's finna go down. Weird. It's finna be political too. And that happened. That's
Well, nobody's talking about the angle that when people are predicting this shit, they're predicting a Trump supporter trying to kill a Democrat, maybe Biden. They're not predicting that people will try to kill Trump. You know why? The rhetoric has been, well, when we say Trump's a piece of shit and a threat to democracy, that's not violent. But when Trump say, yo, y'all get out and stand for whatever y'all stand for, that's violent. I think both are the same thing. But now nobody thinks it's the same thing.
That's what I was talking about yesterday.
I think I might agree with Act on that. It is. It's just both sides.
With motherfucking predictions.
I can see how both can get radical. You could think that, but then when you go too far, that's when it's crazy.
I know everything. Everything. I know I'm different, y'all. I'm not these regular niggas. Paru, I'm different, blood. I'm different. I'm hard. I'm fly. I'm no.
With all due respect to you, DJ Quick.
Stop.
There's something about a presidential conspiracy or something that could be involved in, like, let's say, like something that would be on a House of Cards type episode. The last person who would know is the person who would say on Pyru and on Bloods. That person just would know. I'm just sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you.
That person don't know.
I'm sorry to tell you.
I'm with Act on this.
Paru, I'm different, blood. I'm different. I'm hard.
No.
Fly.
No.
Let's catch up. I don't need to hear him.
Bloods, what the fuck is going on? Like, come on, stop. Okay, stop. Oh, no, you don't.
I know. I'm everything. Everything. I'm that guy. DJ Quick for president. How about that? Yeah, I know everything. I knew when the towers was finna fall.
But if we don't like the other person that we don't like, who's running for office, you don't shield them. You just don't vote for them.
Sound like a guilty
This is bizarre for me.
Before it fell, I kept telling Black Tunnel
It's going to be something that they're going to have to kind of look at. As we were sitting, we got them back off the ground, and we were sitting my brother's porch, and they were trying to figure out. He's like, Grandpa, why would anybody do that, Grandpa? That doesn't make sense, Grandpa. Is the president okay? They're asking all these questions. And I said, kids, I don't know. But tomorrow morning, let's go to Mass and let's pray, not just for the President of the United States. Let's pray to the United States itself. There is something wrong in America today, and we have got to fix it now.
It is something very wrong.
Congressman, I really appreciate that sentiment that you are sharing.
Something
And I can
very
only
wrong.
imagine it was in such stark relief when you had your grandchildren there with you. That is terrifying, and I'm very glad to hear that they are okay. A lot depends in this country on the next steps. And I wonder what your message is to everyone in this country, all your fellow lawmakers, in terms of the rhetoric and the word choice they make to describe what happened. I know you talked about this as an assassination attempt, which is what we are reporting it was. But just to be clear, you are not in any way insinuating that this was linked to the United States government as an actor. Are you?
No. But I witnessed this before in 2017 when our Republican baseball team was practicing for a baseball game to raise money for charity, and our current leader, Steve Scalise, a shooter showed up at that morning baseball practice and shot up the Republican baseball team. When you start to wonder, and the only thing I can go on is my childhood. Mother and a dad who raised us, we were faith-based people. We believed what we believed, and we believed it was right, and we believed the United States was far and away the best country to live in. And now I look at what's happening and I say, you can't possibly turn your head away from 1.5 million men and women in uniform that have allowed us to continue to practice this incredible representative republic that we participate in as citizens. When we become too casual about life, when we become too casual about what role the United States plays, when we just become too casual about the basic belief system that we have, then that's the very anchor, that's the foundation that America was built on. We've got to get back to those standards, and we've got to say at this point, it's up to all of us. It is not Republicans, it's not the Democrats, it's not the independents, it's the American people. We've got to wake up and look at what we are losing, the greatest nation the world has ever known, and we're allowing ourselves to go down a different pathway. We can fix it, but we have to fix it internally, and we have to be sincere when we say we're going to fix it.
I'm with him on that.
I think you're
All right, Mike Kelly.
with a lot of people who see these events unfold and worry.
Appreciate that, Mike
about
Kelly.
their families,
With
about
you
their
on that, Mike
safety,
Kelly.
About what will happen.
I'm going to have to
next
check
in
you
our
out, Mike
politics.
Kelly. See what else you be
These
talking
moments,
about.
Of violence,
I'm not Republican. I'm not Democratic.
and they should
I'm
never happen.
for a good
And all of
person.
us
So I'm going to check out
around
Mike
this
Kelly.
country
See what's
should
going
be
on.
concerned about that and the 45th president as he recovers from his injuries.
Let me
Donald
follow. Let me
Trump
see what's
says
going
he
right
was
now.
injured,
Look him up on
and
Instagram.
shot in the ear. We know he has left the hospital and that he is recovering, thankfully, but there are others
Mike
who did not
Kelly.
survive.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't know. The injuries were we first saw the injury replaced, but I think about the president when I saw wound. That's fractions of an inch away from killing him.
Yeah.
But somehow, for an active guy, he's gonna survive it. We're gonna go to a convention this week
if he
up
on
in Milwaukee,
Instagram.
and we're going to talk. We're going to nominate our president for the party. But folks, I mean this sincerely.
Yeah.
We've got to get away from where we are today and back to where the founding fathers, what we intended for this country. This has always been the beacon of hope and freedom and faith in the world. We cannot turn our back on that and say, well, this is okay. This is the way it is today. Don't accept it. It's not the way it is today. We can change it, but we all have to put our shoulder to the wheel on this one.
Let's see what he talking about.
Congressman, amen. I think all of us agree with you, and all of us here will be choosing our words very carefully in the coming hours. And we should be on that as well. It is 10 o'clock in the east, 7 in the west, and if you are just joining us on CBS News, we are reporting for you the developing story around what happened around 6 p.m. Eastern time today. The former president of the United States and presumptive Republican nominee, we know, is now safe.
I want to see how
in that shooting you just saw.
I want to see how
at a
Fox
rally
is recording
in
it.
Pennsylvania. After that, as you can see, he
Carbon steel pans are a chef's secret weapon. These bad boys are like the love child of a cast iron pan and the stainless steel frying pan. They heat up.
Based on what we know now, I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And so I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have engaged in making sure that people, and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to, if it's not convenient for you all. The bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. I mean, everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far,
should not be happening.
He's doing well, number one. Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience.
Crazy!
There's some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, and I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to you tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do. Okay?
Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Are you worried, President? Was the security failing as president?
All right, so President Biden there speaking in Wilmington in those kind of hastily arranged remarks there. We do know, though, and it has been confirmed, this is being investigated as an assassination attempt there. President Biden was waiting for the facts at the time when he gave that address there to the nation as well, saying he was trying to get in touch with the former president. If they do get in touch, he will let us know as well here. Live Now Look there at the White House. Well, I want to refer to this Truth Social post that we heard from former President Trump, as we always do on his platform Truth Social. He says this: I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It's incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America, in all caps. We're going to bring into the conversation
This
my
is
friend, 21st
wild.
Century reporter and founder Tom LoBianco.
What
who
if
I
it
believe
wasn't
is
even
on his way
somebody
to
from this
Milwaukee,
country? What
tomorrow.
if it
Tom,
was
good to see
somebody
you. What a
sent here
horrible
to
set of
do this from
circumstances
another
there,
country?
Coming out of Butler, Pennsylvania today.
We
with the
don't
former
know.
president. And you cover politics so closely. I got to say, and just to offer some levity in all of this, that's pure Trump, is it not? Letting us know first he was actually shot by a bullet here.
Yeah, it is. You know, this campaign.
All right, let's see what Act
I just
talking
want to
about.
open by saying.
He talking too slow. Let's see what Act talking about.
Something finna happen. We finna die, man. We finna get killed. The world. Me at 7 in the morning talking about turn on the TV. Is that what you was feeling? I'm saying yes. That's what I was feeling.
He's still talking. I was gone for a minute.
Can't fuck with me. I know what I know, bro. I'm a genius.
Shots are quick though, like.
And tonight, after landing back here in Teterboro, he showed us the bullet hole still clearly visible in his left arm. But he says he is okay.
And me, I'm fine. I'm excellent, man. It's great.
And tonight, after landing back here in Teterboro, he showed us the bullet hole still clearly visible in his left arm. But he says he is okay.
And me, I'm fine. I'm excellent, man.
What we listening to this for? Oh, they just saying this gonna be Trump later
Why
tonight.
they say you can see a bullet fly past his head?
I'm sure somebody didn't slow the video
They're
down.
claiming that this is a they're claiming that this is a series of photos. Okay. See, this was Trump leaving the hospital. 2, 4, 6. A cop. 7. 8. Okay, this is the whole like battalion with Trump. That's probably bringing him to Pittsburgh. That he can fly the fuck out of here. Look, it's a remarkable series of photos taken by Doug Mills, New York Times. It show you can see a bullet flying past Trump's head, and Trump touching his right ear. So I guess this is the first bullet, but there's a picture of the bullet. Hold on, where's the bullet at? Where's the bullet? Sorry. It showcases him right before he. But apparently there's a bullet. Where's the bullet at? I don't know if this is real though. Hold on. Oh. They're claiming. Wait, why can't I see the bullet in this picture right here? Hold on. What the fuck? I see it in this other thing. Is this the same tweet I'm looking at?
I want to see it too.
Oh no, here we go. Oh, it is the same thing. Why can't I see it? Like, I have it on my other computer, I can clearly see the bullet. If it's a bullet. Hold on. I can't really see. What the fuck? How much of it? So this is right before he grabs his ear. And then here we go with the last photo. They're saying, I'm looking on a different screen. I can see, it feels like I can see it a little bit better. No. Is this the bullet? Nah. That's weird. Somebody said I got heavy vision. Damn right I do. Okay. Damn, we ain't even getting to so many topics, bro. I feel like I just turned into like a political.
Alright, y'all. That's enough for me being live because I'm high as a kite and I'm gonna be stuck on this all night.